Alright, so I'm out for a walk. If you can see behind me, the sky's blue, but that's not where the weather's coming from. And if I stop and turn around, that's where weather comes from. So it's quite grey. So brought the trusty umbrella with me, and we'll see how we go. So I'm going to head up this way today. It's a nice little walk, that one. It's fairly steep up that hill, but at the top's the park where I'll stop and rest. Nearly up here. Just a crow's doing his thing here, trying to find a living. What do you got there, mate? Hey? What have you found? Okay, I made it up that hill and I'm at the park. I'm undercover, so if it rains I've got a chance now. I'll be alright. It is looking a bit dull, so we'll see what happens. You know how we all have good days and bad days, and some days are great and some days are not so great. And today I've been challenged a lot with technology. I really have been. So the West Australian government put a thing through that everybody with a WA driver's licence, as from the 1st of July, could have a $100 rebate back that you can do whatever you like with. It's to help with the cost of living. It's a good initiative. I've got to say, it took me an hour and a half to achieve it, but there's a Service WA app, which I already had, and then there's another one called My ID, which I already had, and then you got to combine the two and make them talk to each other. And then the Department of Transport has your driver's license. So I went onto the Service WA app and started doing the process. It took me to the digital app, and then I only had a basic set of permissions on that, so I had to be updated to standard, which means your driver's license and your Medicare card have got to be shown and checked. And I went to do that, and of course my driver's license was locked, so then I had to go to the Department of Transport website and unlock my driver's license, and then go back to the My ID and put the driver's license in, and then it looks at your photo on the license, and then you've got to put your photo, like your face has got to be right into the camera like this, so it can check it. And then after all that, it verifies, yeah, you've got a real driver's license and you're a real person. Great. Then it wants your Medicare card and all your details, so put all that in. And after I've done all that, I go back to the Service WA app, and then it says, okay, you can now apply for it. Click on this, and when you do that, it takes you to the digital app and says you need these 4 digits. Take it back to the other app. So I go back to the other app, put the 4 digits in, and then eventually it recognises that I'm a real person with a real driver's licence and I'm entitled to $100. And then it wants all my bank details, doesn't it? Because it wants to know where to put it. Well, you know, I get a pension every fortnight into my bank account, but now they don't know anything about my bank account. Anyway, so I put all that in, and then at the end of it, it says, yes, you're eligible. Yeah, so we'll see how long it takes before $100 drops into my bank account. I tell you what, I spent nearly 2 hours on it. So if I was charging $50 an hour, I blew the $100 straight up. How about that for technology? Gotta love it. Weather doesn't seem to be getting any worse, so I might leave here and go for that walk, I think, soon. One other thing I thought of today was the reference I made to the One-Packed Wanderers, the young couple from America that are now in Australia, and their choice is to do a trip around Australia, and they're going to pick up all the 4 cardinal points, the north, south, east and west points of mainland Australia. So they're going to go, they're in Sydney, so they're going to go to Byron Bay, which is the eastmost point of Australia, and then they'll travel up the coast to Cape York, which would be the northernmost point or tip of Australia. Then they're coming across to Western Australia, and I'm not sure how they're going to get here, whether they'll come across through Darwin or whether they'll come down through Alice Springs and Ayers Rock. They've done the Ayers Rock before, so I think they'll probably go Darwin and then come down through Broome, and they'll go to the westerly most point, which from most of my maps is probably an island off the coast of Western Australia, but they're talking about mainland, so they'll be talking to either Steep Point or Shark Bay or somewhere like that, and then they'll continue their trip and they'll go back across the Nullarbor, and the most southerly point, excluding Tasmania, sorry Tassie, if you're in Tassie, sorry, you always get left out, I know, will be Wilson's Point. I think, from looking at the map, it seems to be about as south as you can get in Australia without actually leaving to go to Tassie. So that's going to be quite, you know, that's like, I don't know, 15,000 k's round trip. And when they came the first time, this will be their third trip to Australia. First time they came, they bought a little Mazda car in Perth. They landed in Perth, bought a car, and they travelled 2/3 of the way around Australia in this little car. And when they got back, they came back to Perth, they got caught out by the weather up north. One of the major bridges up north was closed because of the rain and the storms. So they had to come down through Alice Springs and down to Adelaide and then back across to Perth. And then they sold that car. But because they did such a wonderful job in promoting that car and using it in their footage all the time, when they came back the second time, Mazda approached them and said, how about we give you a car and you go and do whatever you want to do and just film the car every now and then, make it look good, and you can have the use of the car while you're here. So they did that and produced a really good series. They had a BT50, like a small truck from Mazda, and they did a really good series. And when Mazda found out they were coming back to Australia again, they said to him, would you like a car? So they said, yeah, sure, thanks. So Mazda's given them a BT50 Thunder, and looking at their video today, it's a pretty impressive set of wheels. And the improvements that Mazda's made since the first video, or the second video they did, is that they put the tonneau cover on the back with the lock-up. The first one they gave them was an open back ute, which was a bit hard for them to, you know, they were sleeping in it at night sometimes. So now they're going to have the ability to lock up their gear, which will be much better, and if they need to sleep in the back, they can at least be protected by the surface above them. So that's good. So they're called One Pack Wanderers, and when I get this video up, I'll put a note in the comments how you can find them, because they're really lovely people, and most of Australia that's seen their videos have fallen in love with them. And you know, I think places like Tourism Australia should just catch the game and go, we need them as ambassadors for Australia, because they're really good people. Anyway, that's that bit. So that got me away from the whinge about technology. Technology, you gotta love it, don't you? I might put in please like and share here, just to make it more random. How about that? Yeah, great. Little doves up there in the tree, sheltering from the wind a bit. Got a little bit of blue starting to peek through the clouds. Maybe I'm not going to get wet after all. I rugged up a lot more today. I had an extra pair of pants today to make a bit thicker on my legs, and an extra shirt underneath my covers here. So I thought that might help a little bit more with the weather, keeping the wind chill out. It's not doing much for my ears, but I'm not sure if I should try wearing a beanie underneath my hat. How about that for a thought? A beanie under your hat. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Who knew? The wind's brought down some of these bits off the palm above us. This tall palm across the way is a pretty good indication of the wind. It's getting blown around a little bit, but it's nowhere near as bad as what it was yesterday during the rain squalls. It is windy, but it's not anywhere near as much. Bit of activity down the street. Obviously some building going on up this street here. So that's today's walk. Back home safe, and the sky's clearing up, and that's all good, but it's still very cold. So I'm going to go inside and have a coffee, wake myself up a bit, let my legs wake up a bit, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.